Chosen one, stop scrolling. Do not skip this. The pressure you are feeling right now is not random. The heaviness in your chest, the tension behind your eyes, the strange sense that something big is about to happen in your life, that is not anxiety. That is elevation. And if you leave this message halfway, you might miss the exact instruction that explains why everything around you had to shift. So stay with me. Listen closely. What I am about to tell you is not for everyone. It is for the one who knows deep down that their life is changing forever. Before we go deeper, I want you to do something simple. If this message speaks to you even a little, like this video right now and subscribe to this channel. Not because I need numbers, but because you need consistency. You need reminders. You need reinforcement. And when you like this message, it pushes it to someone else who is also standing at the edge of breakthrough. Now, breathe. We are going somewhere important. You have been asking God for more clarity, more impact, more purpose, but you did not understand what more requires. More light means less hiding. More authority means less excuses. More elevation means thinner air. When a plane climbs higher, the cabin pressure changes. The body has to adjust. The ears pop. The breathing shifts. It feels uncomfortable for a moment, but that discomfort is proof that you are ascending. The mistake most people make is trying to pray away the pressure. They say, "God, remove this weight." But what if the weight is the sign of trust? What if the reason you feel stretched is because you are being strengthened? Muscles grow under resistance, not comfort. Diamonds form under pressure, not relaxation. You are not being crushed, you are being forged. Right now, your old environment feels tight. Conversations feel shallow. Certain friendships feel misaligned. The things that used to entertain you now feel empty. That is not arrogance. That is growth. When a child outgrows a pair of shoes, the shoes do not become evil. They simply become too small. And if the child refuses to change shoes, pain follows. Some relationships, habits, and mindsets in your life have become too small for who you are becoming. But here's the part no one talks about. Growth is lonely before it becomes visible. There is a silent season where nothing looks different on the outside, yet everything feels different on the inside. You might be in that season right now. You are doing the work. You are praying. You are learning. You are adjusting your mindset. But there is no applause, no confirmation, no visible reward. That silence is not abandonment. It is preparation. Think about an archer pulling back a bow. The arrow moves backward before it launches forward. If the arrow could talk, it might panic and say, "Why am I going the wrong direction?" But the backward tension is what creates forward momentum. The pullback in your life is positioning you for precision. Now let's talk about the exhaustion. You are tired in a way that sleep doesn't fix. You rest, but the mind keeps running. You try to relax, but your thoughts keep circling. That is because your spirit has moved ahead of your routine. Your destiny has upgraded, but your daily patterns have not fully aligned yet, and that gap creates friction. Many chosen ones think they need more motivation. They think they need to push harder. But sometimes what you need is alignment, not effort. If a car's wheels are misaligned, pressing the gas harder only creates more vibration. The solution is adjustment, not acceleration. You have entered a season where your words carry more weight. Pay attention to that. In the past, you could complain and nothing noticeable happened. Now, when you speak negatively, things seem to shift quickly. That is not coincidence. It is responsibility. When influence increases, accountability increases. When authority increases, consequences move faster. So here's a simple rule for this new level. Pause before you speak. Give every thought 3 seconds. Ask yourself, if this becomes real immediately,
Do I still want to say it? That pause will protect your future. It will filter fear. It will weaken impulsive reactions. It will build discipline. And discipline is not punishment. Discipline is power under control. A river without banks floods and destroys. A river with structure generates electricity. Your emotions are powerful. Your vision is powerful. But without structure, power becomes chaos. With structure, power becomes impact. You might also notice that some people are reacting strangely to you. Some are distant. Some are defensive. Some are subtly critical. Do not take it personally. When someone begins to change, it exposes who is committed to growth and who is committed to comfort. Not everyone can travel where you are going, and forcing them to understand will only drain you. There are 3 traps at this level you must avoid. The first is over-explanation. You do not owe everyone a detailed breakdown of your transformation. Silence is strength. The second trap is comparison. The moment you start measuring your progress against others, you step out of your lane. Your timeline is unique. The third trap is pride. Growth should make you grateful, not superior. The higher you rise, the more humble you must become. Let me tell you something important. Fear of misusing power is proof that you are safe to hold it. People who crave dominance rarely question themselves. The fact that you check your motives means your heart is still aligned. There will be a moment soon when clarity drops into your mind unexpectedly. An idea, a strategy, a solution. It will feel simple, almost too simple. Do not ignore it. Write it down. Act on it. Breakthrough rarely arrives as fireworks. It arrives as instruction. For some of you, the breakthrough will be financial. For others, relational. For others, internal peace. But the common thread is alignment. When your thoughts, words, and actions move in the same direction, momentum builds naturally. You won't have to chase everything. Some things will begin to move toward you.
I want you to visualize something. Imagine standing at the entrance of a new season. Behind you is everything familiar. The habits, the doubts, the past mistakes. In front of you is opportunity, but the doorway is narrow. You cannot carry old resentment through it. You cannot carry constant negativity through it. You cannot carry victim thinking through it. You must travel light. This is the moment where many people turn back, not because they are incapable, but because they are uncomfortable. Comfort is seductive. It whispers, stay where it is predictable. But growth whispers, step into what is possible. And you are not alone in this step. Even when you feel isolated, you are being guided. Sometimes guidance does not look like a loud voice. It looks like a closed door redirecting you. It looks like a delay protecting you. It looks like a setback repositioning you. In the next 7 days, pay attention to small shifts, conversations, opportunities, sudden ideas, subtle confirmations. Do not dismiss them. The season of randomness is ending. The season of precision is beginning. Now let us seal this with intention. Sit up straight if you can. Take a slow breath in. Hold it. Release it slowly. Say quietly, I am ready for alignment. I am ready for responsibility. I am ready for growth. Feel the weight settle into strength instead of stress. The pressure you feel is not here to break you. It is here to stabilize you. Like ballast in a ship, it keeps you from drifting off course. Without weight, ships tip over. Without responsibility, potential floats away. If this message confirmed something in you, I want you to comment the word ready below. Not for me, for yourself. Let it be a public declaration that you are not shrinking back, and share this video with someone who feels the same pressure but does not yet understand it. Your old season is closing quietly. No dramatic announcement, no loud countdown, just a subtle shift. And when you look back months from now, you will realize this was the moment you stopped asking for comfort and started accepting calling. Do not rush, do not panic, do not overthink.
Walk steadily, speak carefully, stay humble, stay disciplined, and remember, elevation always feels like pressure before it feels like power. Now go forward with awareness. The door is open. Chosen one, stay with me. Do not let your mind drift now. This is the part where most people lose focus because the message starts touching deeper layers. But this is exactly where your breakthrough is hiding. You have been trained to believe that progress feels exciting all the time, that when you're on the right path, everything feels light, fast, and obvious. But real transformation feels slow before it feels strong. It feels uncertain before it feels stable. It feels lonely before it feels influential. Right now, you are in the recalibration phase. Think about when a phone updates its system.
For a few minutes, the screen goes dark. You cannot use it. It looks inactive. But internally, it is reorganizing code, removing bugs, installing new capabilities. When it turns back on, it runs smoother than before. That is what is happening to you. Your external activity may look quiet, but internally, your operating system is upgrading. This is why old habits feel uncomfortable now. The late-night overthinking, the emotional reactions, the people-pleasing, the self-doubt. Your spirit rejects them now, and rejection feels like tension before it feels like freedom. Some of you are feeling distance from certain people, and you are wondering, did I do something wrong? No, sometimes growth creates distance without conflict. Not every separation is a fight. Some are simply frequency shifts. When your standards rise, your circle adjusts. But listen carefully. Do not become cold. Do not let growth turn into isolation. There is a difference between protecting your peace and building walls. Protecting your peace means choosing healthy boundaries. Building walls means shutting out connection completely. You still need community. You still need wise voices, just fewer, clearer, stronger ones. You are also being tested in small ways right now. Small irritations, minor delays, unexpected inconveniences, and you may think they are random. They are not. They are building emotional endurance. If a small inconvenience can throw off your entire mood, how will you handle larger responsibility? The small tests prepare you for bigger assignments. This is where discipline becomes your greatest ally. Discipline is choosing long-term vision over short-term emotion. It is waking up when you don't feel like it. It is staying calm when you want to react. It is choosing silence when you want to defend yourself. And every time you choose discipline, you strengthen your future. Let me tell you something powerful. The version of you that is coming does not argue as much, does not explain as much, does not react as much. That version observes more, listens more, calculates more, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. You are stepping into strategic living. That means you no longer give energy to everything that pulls at you. You evaluate, you decide what deserves your attention, because attention is currency. Where your focus goes, your life follows. Right now, you must protect your focus like never before. There will be distractions. Old habits will try to reappear. People from your past may suddenly reach out. Opportunities that look attractive but feel slightly off will show up. Not everything that is available is assigned to you, and maturity is knowing the difference. If it costs your peace, it is too expensive. If it drains your clarity, it is too heavy. If it pulls you backward, it is not promotion. You are being trained to move with intention, not impulse. And yes, there will be moments where doubt whispers, "What if I fail?" But ask yourself this, what if you succeed beyond what you imagined? Fear always paints the worst-case scenario. Faith paints possibility.
You get to choose which picture you stare at longer. Let us talk about your internal dialogue. Pay attention to how you speak to yourself when no one else is listening. Do you criticize yourself harshly? Do you replay past mistakes? Or do you coach yourself forward? Your inner voice becomes your outer reality. If you constantly say, "I am overwhelmed," your body responds with stress. If you begin to say, "I am adjusting," "I am learning," "I am growing," your nervous system stabilizes. Words are not just sound, they are signals. This is why emotional control is not about suppression, it is about direction. You do not ignore feelings, you guide them. You acknowledge frustration, but you do not let it drive the car. You are moving from emotional reaction to emotional leadership. There is also something else happening. Your tolerance for chaos is decreasing. Loud environments, dramatic conversations, unnecessary conflict, they exhaust you faster now. That is not weakness, that is refinement. Your system is becoming more selective. And when you become selective, you become powerful. Because power is not loud, it is steady. It does not rush, it calculates. It waits for the right moment. It acts once, clearly, and with confidence. Soon, you will notice doors opening that once felt locked, not because you forced them, but because you became ready for them. Preparation unlocks what pressure cannot. I want you to reflect on this. The struggles you survived 5 years ago would not shake you the same way today. You are stronger than you were, more aware, more disciplined. That means the challenges ahead are not meant to destroy you, they are scaled to your growth. You are not being attacked, you are being elevated, and elevation requires recalibration. So in the coming days, simplify your routine. Wake up with intention. Spend a few quiet minutes before you check your phone. Breathe deeply. Set one clear goal for the day. Do it well. Small, consistent wins rebuild confidence. Stop chasing 10 outcomes at once. Master one area at a time. Progress compounds. And remember, silence is not emptiness. Silence is strategy. When you are not constantly explaining yourself, you conserve energy. When you are not constantly reacting, you preserve clarity. You are stepping into a season where less noise equals more power. Now, I want you to imagine yourself 3 months from now. Calmer, clearer, more focused, financially steadier, emotionally balanced, spiritually grounded. That version of you is not far away. It is built by the choices you make this week. Do not underestimate the power of small, disciplined actions repeated daily. Before we move into the next layer, I need you fully present. Take another slow breath. Release tension in your shoulders. Straighten your posture. Tell yourself quietly, "I am becoming stronger," because you are. And what feels heavy right now will soon feel natural. What feels uncomfortable now will soon feel controlled. What feels uncertain now will soon feel strategic. Stay with me, we are not done yet. The next shift is about identity, and once you understand it, everything will start making sense. Chosen one, now we need to talk about identity, because everything shifts the moment you understand who you are becoming. Most people try to change their habits without changing their identity. They say, "I want better discipline," but they still see themselves as inconsistent. They say, "I want success," but deep down, they still identify as the underdog who never wins. That inner label silently controls behavior. You are not just building new habits, you are stepping into a new self-concept. Right now, there is a version of you trying to emerge. This version is calmer under pressure. This version does not chase validation. This version moves with quiet confidence. But the old version is still whispering familiar thoughts. Play small, stay safe, don't stand out. That tension you feel, that is identity shedding. Think about a snake shedding old skin. It looks uncomfortable. It rubs against rough surfaces. It looks restless. but the shedding is necessary for growth. If it keeps the old skin, it becomes restricted. You cannot step into new territory wearing an outdated identity. Some of you still carry labels from your past. Maybe someone once called you too emotional, not smart enough, bad with money, unlucky in relationships, and without realizing it, you built your life around disproving or surviving those labels. But what if those labels were never truth? What if they were just opinions spoken during a moment of ignorance? You must consciously remove labels that no longer serve your future. From this point forward, stop saying, "I've always been this way." That sentence locks you into repetition. Instead, say, "That was who I was. This is who I'm becoming." Language reshapes identity. And here's something powerful. Your nervous system listens to your identity more than your goals. If you see yourself as chaotic, your body will resist structure. If you see yourself as disciplined, your body will cooperate with routine. Identity leads behavior. So, who are you now? You are not the overwhelmed version. You are not the insecure version. You are not the reactive version. You are the stable one. You are the strategic one. You are the grounded one. Even if you do not fully feel it yet, speak it, because repetition wires belief. There will be moments where the old identity tries to return, especially under stress. Something goes wrong and suddenly the old voice says, "See, nothing changes." That's the test, not of your ability, but of your identity commitment. Growth is proven under pressure. When pressure hits, ask yourself, how would the upgraded version of me respond right now? Then choose that response, even if it feels unnatural at first. That's how identity becomes real. You are also learning detachment. Detachment does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. You stop forcing outcomes. You stop trying to control every detail. You do your part with excellence and you release the rest. Control creates tension. Trust creates strength. You are stepping into strength. There is another shift happening. Your tolerance for mediocrity is fading. You cannot go back to careless habits. You cannot unsee what you now see. Once awareness increases, comfort decreases, and that is a good sign. But be careful not to become impatient. Growth is steady, not rushed. When you rush, you skip refinement. When you skip refinement, cracks appear later. You are being built to last, not to flash. Let us talk about visibility. As your identity strengthens, you will become more visible. People will notice your calmness, your confidence, your boundaries. Some will respect it. Others may feel challenged by it. Do not shrink to make others comfortable, but also do not perform to appear impressive. Authentic growth does not need an audience. Move quietly. Let results speak. Soon, opportunities will require you to step forward, to lead, to speak, to decide. When that moment comes, do not retreat into old hesitation. Remember this: preparation has been happening long before opportunity arrives. You are not being thrown into something randomly. You are being positioned, and positioning requires self-trust. You must trust your judgment, trust your growth, trust the lessons you have learned. Stop asking 10 different people for validation before making a move. Seek wise counsel, yes, but do not outsource your confidence. Confidence is not loud, it is settled. Right now, your internal world is organizing itself. Old fears are surfacing so they can be released. Old doubts are rising so they can be replaced. Do not panic when they appear. Exposure is not regression, it is cleansing. You are not going backward, you are stabilizing forward. Take a moment and picture your future self again. This time, focus on posture. How does that version of you walk into a room? How does that version handle conflict? How does that version manage money, relationships, health. That image is not fantasy, it is direction. Start embodying it now in small ways. Stand a little straighter, speak a little slower, think before reacting, plan before spending, listen before responding. Small embodiment creates big transformation. There is also forgiveness involved in identity growth. You must forgive yourself for past decisions made with limited awareness. Shame anchors you to old versions. Responsibility frees you from them. Learn the lesson, release the guilt. You are allowed to evolve. And as you evolve, your circle will refine again. You will naturally gravitate toward people who think bigger, live cleaner, speak wiser. Do not feel guilty about that shift. Environment influences expansion.
At this stage, your biggest enemy is not failure, it is inconsistency. Because inconsistency confuses identity. Decide who you are becoming and align daily actions with it, even imperfectly. Perfection is not required. Consistency is. We are approaching another important layer, the external shift that will confirm the internal change. But before we step into that, anchor this truth. You are not trying to become someone else. You are revealing who you were meant to be. Stay with me. The next phase is about timing. And understanding timing will remove half your anxiety instantly. Chosen one, now we talk about timing. Because most of your anxiety is not about ability, it is about when. You keep asking yourself, when will it happen? When will the door open? When will the pressure make sense? When will I see results? And that constant questioning creates quiet stress in your body. But timing is not random. Timing is alignment plus readiness. There are things you prayed for 5 years ago that, if they had arrived immediately, would have overwhelmed you. The opportunity would have been bigger than your discipline. The responsibility would have been heavier than your emotional control. What felt like delay was actually development. A seed does not argue with the soil about timing. It develops roots before it breaks the surface. And roots grow in darkness, quietly, unseen. If you pull a seed out early to check progress, you destroy it. That is what impatience does. It interrupts growth. Right now, you are building roots. You may not see public success yet. You may not see visible breakthrough yet. But your internal foundation is strengthening. And foundation determines how high you can go without collapsing. Some of you compare your timeline to others. You scroll and see someone else winning, launching, celebrating, and a subtle voice says, "You are behind." No, you are on your track. Comparison distorts timing. You are not late. You are being prepared. There is a difference between being delayed and being positioned. Delay feels passive. Positioning is strategic. If a chess player moves a piece backward, it is not retreat, it is setup. In your life, certain steps backward were positioning moves. Certain endings were board adjustments. Certain closed doors were strategic protection. You do not see the whole board yet, but you are not moving randomly. Let me give you something practical. When anxiety about timing rises, shift your focus from outcome to preparation. Ask yourself, if the opportunity came tomorrow, would I be fully ready? If the answer is not completely yes, then today is for preparation. Upgrade your skills, strengthen your body, clean your finances, refine your mindset, organize your environment. Preparation turns waiting into power.
And here is something powerful. Often, the breakthrough happens shortly after you stop obsessing over it. Not because you gave up, but because you stabilized. Desperation creates pressure. Stability attracts clarity. When you are calm, you make better decisions. When you are steady, you recognize opportunity faster. When you are grounded, you do not sabotage progress with impulsive choices. Your timing is connected to your stability. There is also something else about timing that most people miss. Momentum builds quietly before it becomes visible. Think about water heating in a pot. At 100 degrees, it boils. But from 1 to 99 degrees, nothing dramatic appears to happen. Yet every degree matters. You might be at 94 degrees right now, or 97, or 99. Do not step away from the stove at 99 degrees because you think nothing is happening. Breakthrough often feels ordinary right before it becomes undeniable. In the next few weeks, watch for subtle acceleration, a conversation that leads somewhere, an idea that connects dots, a random encounter that opens a path. When preparation meets opportunity, it looks like luck to others, but you will know it was alignment. Now, let us address fear of missing out. Sometimes you say yes too quickly because you are afraid the chance will disappear. That urgency often leads to misalignment. The right opportunity does not require panic. It may require courage, but not chaos. If you have to rush without clarity, pause. If you feel pressured without peace, reconsider. Peace is not laziness, it is confirmation. You are also learning patience without passivity. Patience does not mean doing nothing. It means doing the right things consistently while trusting the bigger timeline. Trust is built through evidence. Look back at your life. There were moments you thought would break you. They did not. There were doors that closed that felt devastating. Later, you understood why. You have history with resilience. Do not forget that. You are stronger than you give yourself credit for. Now, I want you to consider something deeper. What if this current season is not about getting something new, but becoming someone new? Because once you become that person, the external results follow naturally. Money flows to financial discipline. Respect flows to emotional stability. Opportunity flows to prepared minds. You are being shaped into someone who can sustain what you once only dreamed about. Sustainability is more important than speed. Anyone can rise quickly. Few can remain steady long term. You are being trained for longevity. As timing aligns, you will notice something else. Your reaction to stress will change. Things that used to shake you will feel manageable. That is a sign you are stabilizing at a higher level. Do not measure progress only by external rewards. Measure it by internal reactions. If you are calmer this year than last year, that is growth. If you recover faster from setbacks, that is growth. If you choose wiser responses under pressure, that is growth.
Growth is happening even when applause is silent. We are almost at the final layer of this message, and this layer is about activation, because information without action changes nothing. Before we close, I want you to take inventory. What is one area of your life that needs immediate alignment? Is it health, finances, relationships, focus? Choose one, not 10, one. This week, commit to one clear upgrade in that area: a daily walk, a savings plan, a boundary conversation, a structured morning routine. Keep it simple, keep it consistent. Momentum begins with one decision repeated daily. You are not waiting for permission anymore. You are not waiting for perfect conditions. You are not waiting for someone else to validate you. You are moving with intention. In a moment, I am going to ask you for something important, but first, sit with this truth. You are closer than you think, closer to clarity, closer to breakthrough, closer to stability, closer to the version of you that once felt distant. Do not quit during recalibration. Do not rush during positioning. Do not doubt during preparation. Your timing is not broken. It is building. Stay with me for the final part. This is where you seal the shift, and what you do after this message will determine how quickly things begin to move. Chosen one, this is the activation point. Everything we talked about means nothing if it stays as inspiration only. Insight without action fades, but when insight becomes movement, your life begins to shift in real time. Right now, you are standing at a decision line.
Not a dramatic one, not something loud or public, a quiet internal line. On one side is the familiar version of you, reactive, sometimes disciplined, sometimes distracted, sometimes confident, sometimes doubtful. On the other side is the aligned version, steady, intentional, focused, and self-trusting. The difference between those two versions is not talent, it is daily standards. Standards determine direction. From this moment forward, raise your standards quietly, not for show, not for applause, for alignment. Decide that your mornings will be more intentional. Decide that your words will be more measured. Decide that your time will be more protected. You do not need a dramatic life overhaul overnight. You need controlled consistency. Here is something powerful. Your environment reflects your standards. If your space is disorganized, your mind feels scattered.